These two 6.5 Creedmoor cartridges look identical to the naked eye, but one of them works great and the other one won't even chamber in the rifle. Howdy folks, you're watching Deuce, and if you have an issue with your reloads for the 6.5 Creedmoor cartridge, stick around, I have a solution for you and it could be free. Part of my budget sniper rifle video series is to reload the 6.5 Creedmoor cartridge for my budget sniper rifle. So I bought a whole bunch of small rifle primer cases for the 6.5 Creedmoor cartridge, picked them up at Capital Cartridge. They typically have the best prices, although unfortunately, they are rarely in stock. That is the budget option from Capital Cartridge. It is once fired brass, it has been cleaned up, and other than that, it has not been trimmed, it has not been resized, or anything of that nature. It's still sitting there with the primers in the pockets. And there lies the problem, because the cartridge has already been fired in someone else's rifle. And when you fire a cartridge in a rifle, it will expand the brass to the chamber of that particular rifle. And every rifle's chamber is very, very slightly different from another rifle's chamber. The Thompson Center compass rifle that I'm using for my budget sniper rifle build has a very tight chamber. I'm not even sure if it's in spec it's so tight, which may be the reason why it is ridiculously accurate. So let me demonstrate the issue here for you. Let me put it on safe first, safety first or third. And I'm gonna grab a factory fresh cartridge here, put that in there, and it chambers no problem. The bolt handle goes down, no problem whatsoever. Beautiful. But if I take my reloaded cartridge, I put it in the chamber here, and it will not. Now I can beat the crap out of that bolt handle and get it to close. You can force it, but it's just not going to, that's not a good idea. And you can see it is locked into the bolt there, the bolt head. So it's just too tight. And the problem is the base of that cartridge is too wide. It took me a while to figure out where it was hanging up in the chambering process because they look identical. So I had to take my mic out here and I mic'd all the way down, made sure the length was correct, the neck was correct, the shoulder was in the correct placement. It is. The trim length is also correct. It's actually a little bit smaller than factory spec. But that last little bit right there is where it is hanging up. And that is because I did not buy a small base die set. I got a normal full-length resizing die set versus a small base die set. Because I don't plan on shooting 6.5 Creedmoor in a semi-automatic rifle. You almost always use small base dies for semi-automatic rifle situations, not bolt-action rifles. But unfortunately, I actually needed that for this scenario, someone else's brass coming to my rifle. But as luck would have it, I have a free solution that probably you have in your arsenal as well. Let me just spin my reloading bench around here for you so you get a better shot of the reload process. I can't go into great detail. By the way, hit that like and subscribe button because this will be demonetized by YouTube because it's about reloading. Thank you. The dies I got for this project right here, the Hordney 6.5 Creedmoor cartridge, full length resize. You don't want to be neck sizing anything. Full length resize, and apparently I needed to have a small base die set instead. But I didn't buy that, and I'm not going to buy another set because these are expensive. These are not cheap. These are not free, especially. So I got my die here. This is just the resizing and decapping die that takes out the primer at the back and basically sets up the neck and the shoulder and everything back to factory spec. So I'm going to put it in there. Beautiful. Okay. I know it's wobbly, but that's because it's on wheels still. I can drop it down off the wheels, but I'm recording right now. And I'm going to go ahead and trim that down. It was a little bit long, not much though. And now let's see if this trimmed and resized cartridge will chamber. It does not. It does not chamber whatsoever, and it should. It should at this point be able to at least chamber. Now, of course, it doesn't have a bullet in it, doesn't have a primer in it or anything of that nature, but that definitely should be able to fit into the chamber. Now, how do you fix that? Well, number one, you can buy another set of dies that is a short base die set, but that costs a bunch of money. If you already have a bunch of reloading equipment and dies on hand, then you probably already have reloading equipment for a 308 rifle. So you take a 308 die, resizing die, you take out the mandrel in the middle. Man, I gotta clean that. Jesus, that's awful looking. But you take that out, so it's just a resizing the outside, not the neck itself. You put that into your single stage press here. Go, bottom her out. And once you resize it with your 308 die, you go back to your 6.5 Creedmoor resizing die, and you reestablish the shoulder and the neck and everything again. And now that should go right into the chamber. Go ahead and verify that. Trust but verify. See, like that. Beautiful. All we got to do is throw a powder, primer, and a bullet in it, and it should be good to go. We're just going to go ahead and throw a bullet on there without the powder or primer for testing purposes. And now we have a finished test cartridge here that has gone through the 6.5 Creedmoor resizing die, then the 308 resizing die, back to the 6.5 Creedmoor die, and we're going to see if she chambers. Boom. Done. Beautiful. That is exciting, and a fix that was free to me because I already had a 308 reloading die set. The only reason I have to do this procedure is because these cases were shot in someone else's rifle before they got to mine. Going forward, I will not have to do this procedure at all. It will just be basically the 2 die set, and I'm good to go. Well, guys, for today, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like and go subscribe. A lot more is on the way, including my budget sniper rifle builds going forward. So go ahead and check that out. Hit that subscribe button because, again, these are reloading videos. YouTube loves to hide those from the viewers. As always, you guys have a great day. See ya.